And welcome, everyone, to the very first Wrestling Agenda. Number one, numero uno. Very first one. It's been a long time coming. God, since April we've been talking about this. Since Mania, we've been talking about making this a real legitimate thing where it was going at least weekly.
From Dallas. We were there.
From Dallas. It was great. Access was awesome. We went to that.
Oh, it was great.
Got to see the NXT tapings there.
3 weeks of tapings.
Yep, two Shinsuke Nakamura entrances during it. It was just epic. All right, so we'll get right into it here. I'm Kyle. It's great to meet you guys.
Cody, also great.
Yep, big fans of Bullet Club. Club for Life. Too sweet me. There we go.
Too sweet.
Nailed it.
Biz
Cliz for life. Be elite.
Balor Club, maybe?
Probably should have made some talking points.
I don't know. Balor Club? What do you think about Raw this week?
Raw was good. It was still good. It was still good for what Raw was before.
It was better than it was 6 months ago.
Yeah, miles better than it was 6 months ago.
2 weeks ago, not so much.
Agreed. But that was one of my favorite Raws ever. And the last 2 weeks have been still really watchable until this last week.
After the draft, there was major high point.
Yep.
And then it's been going down.
Yeah. And in weird, slow ways. We still got a U.S. title match on Raw.
Which hasn't mattered since John Cena was having invitationals and Kevin Owens was coming out.
This is true. And, I don't know. It felt weird. I still feel like I'm Team Raw right now. Because SmackDown's just been thoroughly disappointing me to this point.
Yeah. I held on as long as I could.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah, and it just feels like it's the Orton show, and that's just about it now.
Yeah, it's not. It should have been the AJ Styles show.
Agreed.
And it's not.
And they're putting the family back together now with Rowan and Wyatt. I was hoping when he got drafted separate, it was good. He's done with that. The family was kind of getting old.
Right. And I thought it was going to be the Eaters of Worlds on Tuesdays.
And that'd be great. And, they're still, Miz is still holding the IC, hopefully just until SummerSlam.
Which is terrible.
Yep. But this SummerSlam card looks really good, though, Cody.
It looks great. Almost as good as, 2 years ago, Daniel Bryan?
Yep, that was 2 years ago, yep. And, man, it seems like in a lifetime since then.
CM Punk, Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
That was a good card.
Yeah, and now we've got, we've still got AJ and John Cena. That's kind of a continuation kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That's kind of a low point, but it's going to be a fantastic match. It will be.
Yeah. AJ can't have a bad match.
No. Sasha and Charlotte.
He breaks both legs, and he still might have a good match.
Yep. Sasha and Charlotte for
the 100th time.
For the 100th time, but it's different this time.
It's good every time, too.
And it is.
It's not as good as Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn every time.
No.
But it's the best out of the women since Trish Stratus or Lita.
I would agree. Yeah. I would agree. And this women's division's only looking stronger every day. Just tonight we watched
every call-up.
Yep, just tonight we would watch SmackDown, and I told Cody, I was like, I know you hate her, but I'm starting to love Eva Marie and this always hurt gimmick.
I fucking can't.
And
sorry.
I just thought it was great.
I watched her,
and then the whole and she's ready to return to the match. That's awesome. That was great.
Has anyone else noticed that the same announcer is the guy who announced Crime Time to the ring?
Yeah, that was weird. You pointed that out to me tonight, and I never noticed.
It's exactly the same. Same guy.
He sounds like the guy from Clone Wars.
He's had 2 jobs in 7 years. Announce Crime Time and announce Eva Marie to the ring.
See, I think he gets bit jobs, though, because Star Wars Clone Wars, he sounds a lot like the guy who intros the episodes.
I don't know.
I thought it was interesting.
Maybe. The whole Eva Marie thing is if she had, I don't know, a tenth of the wrestling ability as any of the other women on NXT or WWE, it'd be different.
It would. God, she has great tits, though.
She does have
there's
great
that.
Tits.
This is a marked expletive show for a reason, folks. So if you don't want to hear bad boob jokes or anything,
then skip it.
This isn't your show. Sorry. But yeah, so
death to PG.
You had Alexa Bliss come out and try and make her statement on the women's division.
I love her. She's the best.
And it still ended up that Becky didn't get a win. We've been talking about that. She feels like the face of the entire brand for them.
Well, the brand sucks. So
yeah,
understandable.
But then she's just getting railroaded week in and week out. And we're just supposed to forget about her losses.
I'd like to railroad Becky.
I would as well. I can't disagree with you on that.
She just can't win. She can't even sniff a win. It's crazy.
Speaking of people we'd like to rail, Lana had a great segment on Raw with the whole weird wedding thing.
Yeah, it was weird. What do you know? A WWE wedding that didn't go right.
Yep, they just can't have one go off without
original.
a hitch. Yep.
Randy Savage, Miss Elizabeth.
Just can't have one go off. Just can't have one go off without a hitch.
I was really hoping Kane was going to show up and Tombstone.
Like through the cake.
Yeah.
When I saw the cake thing go all the way down, I'm like, God, I hope he pops out of the cake or something.
For no reason whatsoever.
And instead we got Roman, and
that's never a good compromise.
Yeah, and it feels like they're really like, I think he's getting over in a weird way right now. Is he? He hasn't come out to booze the last couple of weeks. It hasn't sounded like.
Well,
not the shower of him he got.
Well, it's because it's not for the title.
But it is. It's for the U.S. title.
But it's not for the title.
Yeah, true. So I don't know how I feel about Roman being in any title picture. Nonetheless, the U.S. or even if it's a smaller team like size thing, it still feels weird.
I mean, as long as he has to work for something, the fans will get behind him.
I think so.
I mean, The Rock was given his first title.
Yep.
And no one liked him.
This is agreed.
They used to chant, "Die, Rocky, die."
Yep. And then now he's become probably the most beloved character in.
I'd go 2 behind Stone Cold, but
God, I feel like Stone Cold's only for guys like us, though. Like, you see the reaction Rock
Don't
gets.
you ever say that.
I'm just saying, you know how I feel about it. You know I like Stone Cold.
He's the face of the Attitude Era.
Oh, and I would agree.
The Rock was number 1 when he was out. Otherwise, he was always 2.
Yeah, I would agree. Cruiserweight Classic, you watch any of that?
A little bit.
It's been interesting. The first round's now done. Second round starts tomorrow. A lot of really good matches. I've been really impressed with the product so far.
Yeah, it's pretty good. My boy from Detroit, not so good in the first round.
Kenneth Johnson.
My
name's Kenneth Johnson.
Repping D-Town forever and ever.
Ken, if you're listening to this, please just, find us on Twitter and just berate us for a while. Because
please.
That'd make our day.
It would. You put up a good fight.
Yeah.
You didn't sell shit.
Until that German, when he about killed you.
Yeah, I don't think you had a choice to sell that one.
Yeah, it was pretty dead. And we've been talking a lot. We like to follow the indie scene a lot. The two of us do.
Oh, yeah. For years.
And throughout the indie scene, all you're hearing, or not throughout the indie scene, but like for WWE's perspective on the indie scene, they've been saying Zack Sabre Jr. has been the top talent to go get for the last 2 years.
Already? You're bringing him up already.
Okay. You know how I feel about this, and I know how you feel about this.
Zack Sabre Jr. Technical wrestling. Okay. For some wrestlers like Bret Hart, Daniel Bryan, Chris Benoit even, technical wrestling was an art form. It was beautiful. It was fluid. It looked like it was real.
Yep.
When Zack Sabre Jr. goes out there, it's boring. It's slow. It looks forced. I don't get it. I don't understand why he's one of the number 1 independent wrestlers. I don't get it.
I would agree. You have guys like Ricochet, like Will Ospreay, and don't get me wrong, I'm into flippy shit. That's my thing right now.
Young Bucks?
You even have guys like Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. The list goes on and on of these top quote-unquote indie talents that are just taking a backseat to a really boring Zack Sabre Jr. to me.
Right.
He wasn't getting over with the crowd, I didn't feel like. I was like, okay.
Crowd didn't give a shit.
Yeah, you look at Jack Gallagher. You look at a guy like that.
Yep.
And he feels like what that style of technical wrestling is supposed to be. He was entertaining the whole way. He was fun. To be fair, he's a character. He's a comedy relief character that's going to get buried if he ever goes big time. But he felt more entertaining than Zack Sabre Jr. And that's what it comes down to for me is entertainment value. And Zack's just got none of it. You have Daniel Bryan speaking all the praise during it. Oh man, this is crazy that he the things he's doing I would steal. And I'm like, yeah, but a lot of them are boring and just sad.
Right, all the good moves that he stole were from exciting wrestlers, like Hideo Itami.
Agreed.
He stole his running knee. To an extent, he stole the crippler crossface from Chris Benoit.
Yep.
Diving
With
headbutt.
Yep.
He stole that from Chris Benoit.
Yep.
Who also stole that from Harley Race, so...
Yep.
Another reason why he can't wrestle anymore, so I wish he wouldn't have done that one.
Yep. And you have... It's a weird, paradigm to walk. You have wanting to still be safe.
Yeah.
And then you have what guys have done on the indie circuit, and it's just amazing. And that's why I kind of don't want...
Canadian Destroyer?
Yeah, that Canadian Destroyer is awesome. And then you have... right now, Dean Ambrose is extraordinarily safe worker.
Yeah.
He does kind of the same thing night in, night out, nothing wild. And it kind of lacks...
Also has 4 moves of doom. I'm just going to throw that out there. 4 or 5.
Agreed. And but you look at him on the indies, and he was doing some wild stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of sad.
He'd try to kill himself every night.
It's
like Mick Foley used to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that kind of maybe feels like a bash on WWE. Don't get me wrong, I still love it, and I live for it. Mondays and Tuesdays are my best nights of the week.
Oh, and Sundays.
Pay-per-view Sundays are... I don't know.
Did you see Backlash, September 11th?
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Is it, though? SmackDown.
It's still going to be good. I have a feeling you're going to get some guys before that. They're going to have to go get some guys, because right now the product's
not
stale.
Shelton Benjamin.
Yep.
Damn it.
He'll come back eventually.
Whatever.
Mark my words here on the very first inaugural Wrestling Agenda podcast.
Yeah, number 1 still.
That he will still come, still number 1.
Still the first
in your hearts.
We'll get there.
The underdogs from the underground. I don't know if that's gimmick infringement.
It is.
It is. Yeah, thanks, Sammy.
Bada boom, the whitest guys in the room.
We are very much the whitest guys in the room. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about these brand-specific pay-per-views. I think the Raw ones are going to be fine.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because they have so much... It's so stacked on that side.
Which is bullshit.
You have guys like Neville and... I guess
Sammy,
Neville did get a match.
Kevin, Cesaro.
Yeah, and a lot of them aren't getting matches every night either
on
TV. And it's kind of weird. You have Darren Young and Titus now, I guess. But, those guys could have been good SmackDown workers.
Kevin should have been in the main event on SmackDown. But instead, he's in a tag team match with Chris Jericho.
Agreed.
No, that's not a problem. Chris Jericho's one of the greatest of all time. But a tag team match to where they're going to job for Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen.
Yep, they're going to do the job for him. And awesome. Chris Jericho can do that. KO's got a limited time.
Yep.
He's been in the indies for
way
too long.
Doing way too crazy stuff. And he's still taking wild...
he can barely walk to the ring. Watch next time. He limps to the ring.
That's one guy that I feel has not gotten a lot safer since then. I think they let Sammy and Kevin, they let them do their thing, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
You see some of the bumps that he's taken. Mania, we thought he was dead.
Yeah, we did.
You see him at, what was it? Was it Money? Yeah, it was Money. It was the ladder match. When he took the spine to the back, that was
only
that was
he
gross.
Can do that.
Yeah, and I thought he was dead for sure.
Yeah. He did die at WrestleMania. I don't think it's the same guy.
No.
It's like the Ultimate Warrior hoax.
Yeah.
It's completely different Kevin Owens.
Somehow they get a stunt double in there every time.
If you could see me, it's probably me. It could be. It might be me. Who knows? My back hurts. Does that count?
Yeah. they roofied you or something and tossed you under
They could have. They could have.
Didn't even get a paycheck.
I've done weirder things. Whatever.
So we know this is really scatterbrained. We didn't make any notes or anything. Just kind of jumped in.
This is how the conversations go when we're watching pay-per-views.
This is exactly how
and we're watching Raw and we're watching SmackDown.
Completely scattered, completely irrelevant, but always fun.
Just a whole lot of ADHD. Whole lot of it. A lot of Monster energy drink.
Shout out Monster if you want to sponsor. Once again,
yeah, sure.
Look us up on Twitter.
Hey, even Red Bull. I'll jump something.
NOS. Let's just throw that out there. Open sponsorships and stuff. Oh, really quickly, I totally forgot to do this at the beginning. We'd like to thank Black Brick Software and David Hayes real quick for letting us record here tonight in his office. Mm-hmm. Really cool of him. My computer wasn't working, and it kept registering wrong mics. We're running on one mic right now. The other one's being kind of jumpy. So we're trying to figure this out as we go.
It's because a dog ate it.
It did. But, yes, so we're trying to figure this out as we go. So it's going to be the opposite of your Mondays and Tuesdays. It's only going to get better and better and better. It's not going to go downhill. We're not peaking right now. So, and a real quick thank you to Dawnbreaker for that killer intro. And JR
Great.
Jim Ross with his, oh my God, with that classic stick.
Oh,
Still
yeah.
the best. Number
Always.
one in our hearts forever.
Always and forever.
Morrow and Corey may be there one day. They're not right now. I think David Otunga's got the key to success.
Oh, my God.
To get into that announcing Hall of Fame.
2 hours I almost waited to get his autograph.
If you don't know the story, at Access this year, they were doing, the regular Access thing with people could go up and get autographs and pictures with
Wait in line,
superstars.
all that good stuff.
Yeah, and so people got in line for AJ Styles like crazy.
Yeah, it was the longest line.
Yeah, because AJ was over. He was the face at the time. People wanted to see AJ.
We don't know how long he's going to be there.
Yep, and we wanted to see AJ as well. The lines were crazy long, so I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I actually, I'll finish this story first, and then I'll jump into mine. But
you went to Sasha Banks, didn't you?
I did. I went to Sasha Banks. I went to Becky. Both those were crazy long
Then
lines that were
Shinsuke's
moving.
music hit, and everyone went sprinting.
And I sprinted from Becky Lynch's line all the way over to...
I would never sprint away from Becky Lynch.
Oh, I know I shouldn't have, but there's one guy that will always hold my heart, and his name is Shinsuke Nakamura.
Because you just want to catch a knee from him someday.
I would, one day, just right in the face. As he goes, yow! But, so Cody was waiting in line to see AJ Styles, which wasn't moving at all either.
Nope.
And they rotate out. They can't be there the whole event. It's what is it, 3 hours or 4?
I think it's 2.
Is it only 2 hours?
I think it's only 2.
Okay, well, yeah, and so they split it up into an hour and an hour.
It was like 1 to 3.
Yep, that's right. Yep, because they have 3 events that day. They have 3 access that day. But yeah, so they bring so AJ's out there forever, and they're like, "Well, who's next in the line?" And the lady was like, "Oh, it's David Otunga."
No. She walked up. She goes, "Just so you know, the wait for AJ Styles is 2 hours, but you get to keep your spot for the next person." And I go, "Okay, well, who is it?" And she says, "I don't know. They don't tell us." I said, "Okay, I'm going to go watch NXT instead then."
Oh, yeah,
because there's
that's right.
no way he's going to stay.
Yep, and Mr. David Otunga was next, and we're like,
David Otunga.
Why is he around? I don't catch many main event or anything
No.
like that.
It could have been anybody else.
Yeah, like we didn't even know. We thought he was there for like a Legends thing. We were really confused at why he's there. Now it makes sense that he's an announcer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, what is he there for? And it was messed up. But yeah, when we first got there, we realized that Alberto Del Rio's line was like abandoned.
Yeah.
And so
And the Dudley
myself
Boys.
and Matt Huffman, we were like, oh, let's go buy a T-shirt for Alberto Del Rio.
Shout out to
to
Matt
sign.
Huffman right now, really?
Shout out to Matt Huffman.
The hardest part of the ring.
The hardest part of the ring. and so we both go buy T-shirts to go have Alberto sign.
Not his T-shirt.
No, of course not. No, we were not diehard Alberto Del Rio fans or anything. It was just going to be cool to meet him. And so we go get our WrestleMania 32 T-shirts, which I should have bought a size larger. And keep that in mind, folks. And so we both run up there, and we're like, we go to meet Alberto Del Rio, and we get stopped by like some security guards, and they're like, well, you can't go in, or VIPs, and like we're like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's VIP access only here. We're like, oh, well then screw that. And
Yeah, same thing happened for the Dudley Boys.
yeah,
No one was in line. There was,
make them
I don't
public.
know,
Make them
95 to 100 people in line for Cesaro.
Yeah. So if you want to see, I am in
All the people still in line for AJ Styles that were apparently didn't notice that it was David Otunga.
Yep, we got good enough spots. Myself and Matt did at NXT.
I had good ones, and I left because it was
Yep.
Revival versus another generic tag team.
Yeah, it wasn't even it wasn't Alpha. It wasn't any of those guys.
No, they came out later.
Yep, but it was I can't remember. It was just some jobber tag team that's like coming up through NXT, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, because I don't even think it made tape.
It made tape because you can see me if you look walking out of NXT. It's it's just a couple frames. You look in the back and you see a fat kid that looks like Kevin Owens walking out in a Bullet Club T-shirt.
If you ever try to star search Cody ever again, his other claim to fame is 2011 Extreme Rules?
20. Oh, there's one in St. Louis. I think it's 2013. 2013.
Or was it 2013? Okay,
Yeah,
I thought it was 2011 or 2013.
I like how you bring this up, something that I like to bury away. But
this is, if you ever want to look at how diehard Cody is, go to 2011 Extreme Rules on
2013.
2013, excuse me, on the WWE Network. Only $9.99, and and you can find Cody at the main event. It was John Cena versus the Animal Ryback. Mm-hmm. And you'll notice, what is it, 5 rows deep?
I was 5 rows deep,
When they look into the camera, or when they look out in the crowd.
I am doing Ryback's entrance.
Yep.
Not at the same time he's doing it, just doing it.
Just the biggest boy, the only guy going, feed me more, and just doing the arms and everything. It was pretty great.
Yep, because St. Louis, John Cena kind of town.
It is.
They cheer for the faces because you're supposed to.
St. Louis, I don't think it's as bad as Omaha.
Oh, nothing is.
We're both from Nebraska, so it's going to be, most of our experiences are going to be based here.
Ralston's going to be good, though.
Ralston, we're going to NXT Live. If you want to catch us there, what is that? September 17th?
It's right after Nebraska, Oregon, so I think so.
I think it's September 17th. Don't quote me on that.
SmackDown's a week before that.
Yep. And
which we will try to be at.
But it's
NXT's far more important.
It is. And so we're going to be a little deep there. If you ever want to meet us there, though, let us know. Hit us up on Twitter at The Wrestling Agenda. Or it's at
WA Cody Long.
Yep. Or WA_316. That's mine. I don't check it all that often. I'm going to be honest. I use my main one at Klein Kyle 69. Do you want to plug your personal one? Do you use it, or do you use what?
That is mine.
Nice. You
WA,
did change
Cody Long.
You did change your handle. Like the big man. So yeah, hit up Cody if you want to get it. If you want to just, do a meet and greet real quick. We're not celebrities or anything, so we just love to talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
As long on the conditions you're not a Roman fan or a John Cena fan.
But if you are, that's fine. As long as you can back up your argument.
Yep. Yeah. And you're not a little kid.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue. I will argue with little kid. Never mind.
I have before, too.
Yeah.
I
yelled Cena sucks at many children in St. Louis.
Yeah, I was screaming at a disabled person in Omaha about
dude.
Yeah. About Roman. So because that was when him and AJ were feuding, and Bullet Club for life. That shit doesn't bleed off.
No.
So but yeah, hit up Cody Long at just capital W, capital A, capital C, ODY, capital L, lowercase ONG.
Yep.
You'll notice he's wearing a Bullet Club shirt, looking just great, as always.
Forever and ever.
He also does a pretty sweet Booker T impersonation. Sometimes it's very hard to catch.
It happened once.
Yep. Perfect time.
Never happen again.
Yeah, it's mostly Stone Cold now.
Yeah, it is mostly Stone Cold. Not happening right now.
I tried.
Maybe some other time.
Tried with some awkward silence to make it happen, but it just wasn't.
I feed on awkward silence.
Well, too much dead air time isn't probably good for the product, but it's fine.
Dead air is kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah, it can be. So if you've made it to this point, to the 23-minute mark,
Jesus,
God bless you, because this has been just a ramble and a half.
Yeah.
Next week, we're going to have talking points, and we're going to be going out. Also, if you have any questions or anything, once again, tweet. Hit us up on Twitter. Ask some questions. We'll read them on air. Mm-hmm. Answer them how we feel they should be answered. Facebook questions also, you can just find Kyle Klein or Cody Long. It's both the personal ones.
That's about it.
That's about it. Well, so this has been Meeting Us. If you're still into this, like I said, next Tuesday night, we should have another one up, or Wednesday morning, whatever happens. Hit us up.
Probably every Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yep, we're going to record every Tuesday night probably.
Probably do one after NXT.
Yep.
In September, and probably one after SmackDown in September.
Just reviewing, letting you guys know it was great. Looking forward to Bobby Roode now with the Glorious.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's going to be
We'll
amazing.
get to that next week.
And we're going to hit that up next week, because this has just been a ramble.
I feel sorry for whoever's listening to this, but please keep listening.
Please. Next week, hit us up. Let us know.
Someone ring the bell because it's time for us to go.
And that's it. Thanks for listening to the very first Wrestling Agenda. That's all we had on the agenda tonight.
Pretty much.
Yeah, just letting you guys, it was literally 1 point, and it was letting you guys know what was going on, kind of brushing stuff in broad strokes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's been a thing.
Mm-hmm. Too sweet.
Too fucking sweet.
For life.